Welcome to Vocabulary Wednesday, and I am Chris with Magoosh. And today's GRE words, well, there's going to be an interesting connection between each pair of words that you see on the whiteboard. Do you see the connection yet? This one's very difficult. I'm not sure if it's immediately apparent. But let's go ahead and define these words, not worry so much about the mystery connection right now. Tenacious, very high frequency GRE word. It means to not give up easily, to be persistent. So someone who plays on an athletic team, or even a friend who you play against in a game, let's say table tennis. If that person is tenacious, no matter how hard you hit it, they don't say, oh, it's out of my reach, I'm going to give up. They keep running and diving if they need to, just to return that point, and they never give up. Inoculates. To inoculate someone is to provide them safety or a vaccination. So when you provide someone safety from something, they can no longer get a sick or a disease. Now, this isn't that high frequency of a GRE word, and so you're going to say, well, why did you put it on there? Maybe you even know what inoculates means. And there's actually an interesting connection between the words. Now, the next words, same connection. I'm not sure, maybe you see it now. These are both pretty high frequency words, starting with entail. Something that involves something. So, for instance, studying for GRE entails many hours, many days of, in fact, many months of diligent study. So all entail means is to involve or to require. Salient means standing out, prominent, noticeable, important. If I make a salient point, it is a point that should stand out from the rest of my points. So the salient words, at least GRE-wise, so far are salient, entail to a degree, and tenacious. Now, you may not see the connection yet, but hopefully we're getting there. Prosaic and sporadic. Maybe you see it. Prosaic. The GRE loves the word prosaic because it has a positive ring to it, but it actually means dull, unimaginative, lacking much wow and pizzazz. It's the kind of same old, same old. Sporadic means happening at irregular intervals, off and on. For instance, if you study vocabulary sporadically, you study it here and there, maybe for a couple of days on end, and then you don't come back to it for a few days. That again would be a sporadic study of something. Finally, and now I think it may be the most obvious, macerated and demarcated, the mystery connection. Do you see it? Well, let me define the words really quickly. Macerated, not even really that much of a GRE word, but it's here for a reason, you'll see in a moment. To macerate just means to soak something in liquid for a long time, or something becomes soaked, it becomes macerated. Demarcated is more of a GRE word, and it means to limit or set boundaries between two things. For instance, the United States during the 19th century, they demarcated this line called the Mason-Dixon line that said on the north, you cannot have slavery, on the south, slavery can exist. So demarcate doesn't necessarily always have to be geographical. I mean, for instance, there's a demarcation between the hard sciences in college and the more soft sciences such as sociology, psychology, etc. So do you see it? The mystery connection. It is these words. If you take this word and you add another letter to it and scramble the letters around, you get another word. So macerated, I add a D, I scramble the letters around, and I get demarcated. Notice, prosaic. What do I add to prosaic? I add a D. Scramble the letters around, and I get sporadic. So anything but a prosaic connection. Again, prosaic meant dull and lacking imagination. This is definitely and of course, pat yourself on the back or whatever you do to say, hey, good job, me, if you got or if you spotted the connection. Entail, salient, simply add an S, scramble the letters around. And then finally, I think the hardest one, if you spotted it right at this point, wow, that's pretty amazing. Tenacious and inoculates. Notice that I add the L in there to tenacious, scramble the letters around, and I get inoculates. So hopefully you pause the video and you were tenacious and were able to find that mystery connection. But really the point from this is to know the high frequency GRE words, and I'll see you next week.